Welcome to today's live webcast. You're watching the Bernard Alvarez webcast, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my personal techniques with meditation, as well as some of the obstacles that many of you have written to me about. So many people think they can't meditate. That's the problem right there, thinking, but no, I joke, or do I? We're going to be talking about different types of meditation techniques and some of the misconceptions that people have about meditation and how easy it really is to let it be a part of your daily routine. So starting today's talk, I wanted to cover some of the ideas and preconceptions that some of you have with meditation. And actually, I am watching the chat here, so if you want to throw in some of the problems that you're having with meditation, maybe I can address them during the broadcast. But one of the main ideas that I find, or one of the main preconceptions that I hear from you, is that people feel they need to concentrate, that they have a difficult time concentrating. And for me, that is the opposite of meditation. Meditation is not about struggling to concentrate. We'll get into some techniques in just a minute, but for me, the definition of meditation is letting go. It's about letting the mind wander, and hopefully through practice, after you allow the mind to wander, you can reel it in and perhaps direct the train of thought in a particular direction, or better yet, become the observer of the thought, if you want to take it to the next level, and go to a place where you can literally expand that space between the thoughts. So, are you not meditating? This is one of the questions I get from y'all. Are you not meditating if you can't focus, right? If you're getting distracted, are you not meditating? Absolutely not. I mean, absolutely, you are. You are meditating. I did a double negative there. When you're meditating, let's say, for example, you're a beginner and you've decided you're going to sit down in your comfy chair and you got your fancy meditation music on, or you've lit your candles and your incense, and you're like, okay, I'm going to meditate. And you begin to meditate, and outside there's a dog barking. And of course, what do? Immediately? We react. That dog needs to shut up. Oh my God, all I can do is hear the dog barking. That's so frustrating. I'm trying to meditate. I need quiet. And therein lies the situation. It is our reactive mind that doesn't allow us to meditate, but it's not the dog barking. That's the secret here. So let's turn the situation around and say that you've got your comfy chair, you've got your incense, you got your music playing, and you're beginning to, take your breaths and close your eyes, and that dog starts barking. And all of a sudden, your attention goes to the dog. Instead of going, oh, that stupid dog needs to shut up, train or catch yourself saying, that stupid dog needs to shut up. In other words, watch your reaction. Okay, I heard the dog. I reacted like this. Now I'm bringing my attention back to here. I'm bringing my attention back to now. The point I'm trying to make is that distraction is going to be a part of the practice. Until you have, how shall we say, sharpened your skills, you're going to be distracted. And that is a part of it, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not meditating. It just means that you were distracted, and the next step is to reel your thought back in. Okay, I'm meditating. Oh, I got to remember to pick up the kids at 3:30. Okay, you got distracted. But the kids are at 3:30. It's now 11 a.m. You don't need to worry about picking up the kids yet. Catch your mind. Your mind drifted. It went somewhere else. Reel it back in. Just reel it back in. Being aware of distraction is not a weakness. Observing the distraction is where you're getting your strength from. When you can observe the distraction, your meditation will continue to become more intense, and you'll be able to go deeper. What do you think of my new cup? YouTube is promoting products for me now or whatever. Anyway, they branded it, the channel. But so the next thing. So how do I start my meditation? And actually that's what I want to talk about, is because I can only share with you my experience with meditation, and I can honestly only share with you my experiences with meditation. And the first thing that I think is very important that many of us don't realize is breath. And I say it over and over again. I know it's probably become redundant for those of you that are my regular viewers. I talk about the breath all the time. It's about breathing and breathing correctly. What is the correct way to breathe meditating? If you can. Now, I know a lot of people have deviated septums or allergies or whatnot, and they're mouth breathers. If you can, breathe through your nose. Ideally, there are certain nerve endings and receptors within your nasal cavity, which allows the oxygen to flow to more areas and into the blood more easily. It is more cleansing, and it is actually healthier for you. The nose is a filter. So if you can breathe in through your nose, that's step one. That is one of the steps you can do to help your meditation practice. The second part is not to breathe in, expanding your chest. Again, I know I talk about this all the time, but it's a step that needs to be reminded. Even I have to remind myself. What you would like to do, the ideal, is to put your, well, I'm not going to stand up here because I'll get out of camera, but I'm putting my hand just over my belly button and under my belly button. And the idea is to take a deep breath in and feel your belly button. Feeling that area of your body. Your hands should be rising when you take a deep breath in through your nose. So practice that with me. Again, take a deep breath in, feeling your belly. And just breathing regular. Now, I like to use the breath to help me ground and to reel my focus away from my day and everything that's going on in my day. Yes, I have a very full schedule. I get one day off a week, and I'm not complaining. I love my work, but my brain is usually going 20 different miles an hour, 20 different directions an hour. And I find that for me, just taking those, I do 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, and suddenly my mind begins to slow down. Suddenly I'm here. I become mindful. Now, mindfulness is a whole nother topic, and I probably will be covering that over the next couple of weeks. But breath is very important. If you can, try to breathe in through your nose. Remember to breathe in through your nose when you're preparing to meditate. Do your best to fill your belly, expand your belly out as much as you can. And I learned a nifty trick. And I was watching that Sadhguru course that they gave me while I was doing the campaign with them. And Sadhguru, and this was very cool, I will say, it really did work. Sadhguru did this thing where, he said, just take a deep breath and fill your belly. So I did it. And then he said, okay, now put your hands with the mudra. I forgot what the name of the mudra is, but do your middle finger and your thumb and place them upward, or just put your palms upward and do the same thing. Take a deep breath in as far as you can, filling your belly with your palms upward. And you can take in more oxygen. I'm blown away. So let's try that. You got to try that with me. Okay, so let's do this experiment together. Let's first put our hand over our belly button, okay? Let's close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath in, filling our belly. Deep, deep, deep. And exhale. Okay, now put your arms to your side with your palms up. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in, as deep as you can go. Now, I don't know if it's psychosomatic, but I took a much deeper breath. So something new that I learned just recently, and I've been using this I've been using this a lot recently since I heard it. So you will breathe in deeper, filling your belly with your palms up. There's a reason why we have these ancient postures. No, I can't do lotus anymore. Maybe I can. I don't know. It's been a while since I tried. But it is important to keep your spine straight. You want to keep that energy flowing up and down your spine. You can't do a good meditation if you're slouching, your shoulders are closed in. You want to expand your shoulders and keep your spine straight. All right, so we talked a little bit about breath. Another one of the new techniques that I learned of being body aware is another thing that will help you with your meditation practice. And by the way, I'm going to be throwing you, I'm already on the third or fourth tool. I'm going to throw you a lot of tools today, and don't overwhelm yourself trying to do every single one every single time. If you can remember to allow the distraction to come and go, you're on your way. If you can remember to take a deep breath in through your nose with your palms up, you're on your way. Just pick one and see if it works for you. And if you have the time, go back to this video and follow another tool. But don't try to do it all at once. You're going to get overwhelmed, and then you'll get frustrated, and then you won't meditate. So again, moving forward, being body aware is extremely important. And what I mean by that is being aware of the muscles in your body. Are your muscles relaxed? So you'll find, those of you, of course, who listen to my meditations regularly, you'll find I always do a full body scan. I'll bring attention to the feet, feel if the muscles are relaxed at the feet and the toes. I'll bring attention to the calves, the thighs, the hips, the buttocks, the belly, the back, the shoulders, the face, the jaw. We always forget about the jaw. How many of us have our jaw clenched a lot of the time? I know I have an issue. I used to have a big issue with that. And our palms and our hands, to relax our palms and our hands and let those muscles relax. So it's always good to do a nice scan and allow your body to relax. One quick way of doing that, instead of having someone doing a guided meditation and guiding you through every single muscle, is to tense your body. Tense your feet and relax. Tense your calves and your thighs and relax. Tense your belly and your back and your shoulders and relax. Tense your arms, your hands, your wrists, your fingers, and relax. Tense your neck, your head, your face, make a funny face, and relax. What that does is it creates a contrast. It allows you to sense the difference between tense and relaxed. And once you do that through your whole body, you can go back and scan and say, okay, my right buttock is feeling tense, so I'm going to tense it and relax it. We want the whole body to be relaxed. Relaxation is a part of meditation. You're not going to, if you're doing sitting meditation, you're not going to go very far unless you're allowing yourself to be relaxed. So relaxation techniques are a part of it. If you find one technique works better for you than the other, by all means, utilize what works for you. Again, I'm just sharing my experience and the techniques that I've been using over the last, 30 years or whatever. Okay, and so now let's talk about different styles or practices of meditation. So we talked a little bit about what it is, what it isn't, what are some of the obstacles. We talked about breath, we talked about relaxing. So there are different types of meditation, and I'm not going to cover all of them. I'm just going to cover the two that I like to do, because those are the ones that I do every day. Sometimes I'll alternate. Sometimes I'll do the same one day after day for a week, and then I'll go back and do another one. But the two that I do is Zen meditation, third eye meditation. Zen meditation is very well known. It's been around for thousands of years. It's funny, I was watching a TV show with William Shatner and all these other people traveling around the world, and they went to this Zen Buddhist retreat, and the monk was like hitting them on the back with a cane, and that's a part of it. It's supposed to bring your attention back to your breath, and that's it. It's all about your breath. So Zen meditation, the way that I practice it, and again, it's probably redundant for some of you that have watched me do this over these webcasts and broadcasts over the years. So I'm not going to do it with you now. I'm going to do the third eye with you, but I'm just going to do an overview of what I do with Zen meditation, and that is literally to count the breath. So we have already done the few deep breaths to kind of relax, let the belly expand and exhale. We brought our attention to those three deep breaths, so now I'm focusing on my breath. And then what I do is I count my inhale and my exhale 5 times. So I do 1 inhale, 1 exhale, 2 inhale, 2 exhale. Whoop, doing 2 at a time. 1 inhale, 1 exhale, 2 inhale, 2 exhale, 3 inhale, 3 exhale, 4 inhale, 4 exhale, 5 inhale, 5 exhale. And then I'll open my eyes, I'll take a break, because it can be distracting. Oh, the kitties are playing behind me, of course. Speaking of distracting, my mind just went monkey mind. And then I will go back and begin to count my breaths, but I will do it up to 10 this time. So again, I'll just focus on my breath. I'll do 1 inhale, 1 exhale, 2 inhale, 2 exhale, all the way up to 10. Now, if you can make it up to 10 without getting distracted, you have already increased your focus. If I can, I'll do it up to 20. I really rarely will go above 20, because for me, 20 is a lot of focus. And quite honestly, I will get a little distracted, and then I get frustrated, and I'm like, I'm not going to push my limits. But if you can count your breaths up to 20, by all means. But again, start with the 5 breath, counting 5 inhale, 5 exhale, then move up to 10 breath, 10 inhale, 10 exhale, and if you can, do the 20 inhale and 20 exhale. I find that if I do the 20 inhale, 20 exhale first, by the time I'm at 10, I'm already thinking about something else. So it's always, for me, it's important to start with the 5 and the 10 and then build up to the 20. So I'm kind of flexing my concentration muscle in my brain and my focus muscle in my brain. So that is Zen meditation. See, it's not that difficult. And like I said, I do this every day. I can do the Zen meditation in 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm done. That's my meditation for the day. I feel great. I'm ready to tackle the world and stay grounded and balanced and focused and mindful and do what I need to do. Easy way to do meditation every single day. Counting your breath. Okay, so we talked about counting breath, and actually I'm going to touch on something else before we do the third eye meditation, because I do want to do the third eye meditation with you today. I want to talk to you about observing your thoughts. And once you, and I'm saying this after I talk about the Zen meditation, because there's a reason behind that. Once you get to that point when you can count to 20 inhale and 20 exhale without distraction, and you've gotten used to hearing the dog bark and saying, oh, the dog's barking, let me bring my focus back to my breath. You'll be able to become the observer of your thoughts. The, I guess, how shall we say, Tibetan and Hindi, actually, concept of samadhi and nirvana is achieved through completely silencing your mind and just being one with everything. And I do air quotes, but I've experienced it several times in my lifetime. And while it is fleeting, it's a magical moment that really does empower you for years to come. But that idea of being the observer of the thoughts comes when you can understand the, how should we say, the biology of a thought, or understand the makeup of a thought. And the best analogy or the best model that I've seen is the Aum. The and then the silence before the next So if you want to, say it in your head with me. Okay, so why is that the perfect model for thought? Every thought is like a wave. Think of a wave in the ocean. Every wave, you see it beginning to take its form, and it's pulling up, pulling up, pulling up, and then it crests, right? Oop, it crests, and then it goes back down into the wholeness of the ocean. And then again, it begins to swell, crest, and again dissolves into the rest of the entire ocean. The same thing with every single thought you think every day. And it doesn't matter whether you're thinking 100 thoughts a minute or 5 thoughts a minute. Every single thought, you can see the thought coming up. You probably have one right now. What is this guy talking about? Every thought has a beginning, then it has complete focus of your brain or your consciousness. It's crested, it's peaking. And then suddenly it begins to relax. And then there's that moment between the thoughts where there's nothing. And then suddenly another thought begins. Now, of course, I'm doing it very slowly right now. It's probably happened 20 times since I've discussed this. Those of you who have had anxiety attacks or panic attacks, there's another great example. You can feel that anxiety coming. Oh my God, here it comes. And then it takes over. And then suddenly you get the relief. And then there's that space in between the next anxiety attack. Thoughts are the same thing. So the Aum, the is the thought beginning to crest. Though is the peak. And the it goes back into the ocean. And then suddenly there's that silence between and before the next Aum. What does this all mean? Why am I talking about Aum and thoughts and whatnot? Well, as you advance, as you move along the path of meditation, and I mean, you can try it today, maybe it'll work. Don't kill yourself and don't get frustrated with yourself if you can't get to that place. But when you do get to that place where you can go between the thoughts and just sit in complete silence, you will have a better, how should we say? I don't want to say better chance, or a better, it'll be more optimal for you to connect with your higher self, to engage in intuition, engage in communication with your spirit guides, and engage into a space of achieving samadhi, nirvana, allness, oneness. Again, just an overview. You don't have to try it. I mean, it'd be great if you did, and it'd be great if you could achieve it, but don't kill yourself if it's too much. For me, that is the goal of the meditator and the practice of meditation. But, let's be honest, I don't want to say only a master, but those of us who've been practicing for years maybe achieve it I've only achieved it maybe a dozen times in my lifetime where I've gotten to that place. But anyway, let's move on. I'm going to talk about the third eye meditation. I paused for a moment. Again, I got distracted. Another thought popped into my head, and that thought was that I do have a guided meditation that demonstrates the place between the thoughts, and maybe we can do it the next webcast. But for today, I want to focus on the third eye, and actually I'm running over time, but I'm going to stick around a little longer. The third eye, what's the third eye? Well, the third eye is believed to be in the brow area. It's considered the sixth chakra. It is considered to be the gateway to intuition and to communication with guides, with God, source, goddess, your God self, your higher self, and whatnot. As well, it is believed to live physically and biologically in our pineal gland. You'll note that many of the ancients celebrated the pineal gland, everything from the Egyptians all the way to the modern. The Vatican has pine cones. A pine cone symbolizes the pineal gland because it looks like a pine cone. The eye of Horus looks like a cross-section of a brain cut in half, and the eye of Horus literally looks like the pineal gland. And for those of you that didn't know, yes, there are big giant pine cones in front of cathedrals all around the world, symbolizing that mystic eye that communicates us and allows us to converse with God, goddess, higher self, the divine. So one of my favorites is, and it's one of my techniques that I use when I want to begin my communication with my guides, and that is to get into that relaxed state, get into that space where I am relaxed, I've taken that deep breath, and I'm going to allow myself to begin to, how should we say, I don't want to say the word channel is not, but allow communication with my higher self and or with my guides. So how do we do that? I have an old video from, God, like 8 or 9 years ago, but let's update this. It's still a good one, but let's update it. So let's do this together if you'd like to join me. And what I'd like you to do, we're going to walk through some of the steps that I covered. And we're going to continue, and we're going to end with the third eye meditation. So why don't you go ahead and close your eyes with me. And with your palms up, I'd like you to take a deep breath in, feeling your belly as far as you can, as deep as you can. Pause. And gently exhale. And again, taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly with your palms up. Pause. And exhale. Okay, and make sure that your body is straight, your back is straight. And I'd like you to just scan your body like we did and sense if there are any tight places or any tension. And if there's any tension, I want you to squeeze that muscle and hold it, and relax it. And again, any other muscle, squeeze it, hold it, and relax. And just allow yourself to fall into a quiet, relaxed state. Bring your attention back to your breath, breathing in your natural rhythm, We're going to count to 5. 1, inhale. 2, inhale. 3, inhale. 4, inhale. 5, inhale. And just continue breathing quietly. And now moving your consciousness within your head, I want you to bring your consciousness behind your brow, as if you're looking out from behind your forehead, and bring your consciousness there, your awareness. And just take a moment to feel what it's like to be in this space. Imagining that you're behind the eyes, behind the forehead. And from this space, I want you to invite and allow a bright white light to come down into your crown, into the top of your head. Visualizing the bright light getting brighter and feeling more inside your mind, keeping it only in your mind. Don't let it go below your eyes. And allow this white, bright energy to fill your head, getting brighter and brighter, and getting stronger and stronger. And it begins to fill up so much that you need to let some of it out. And what we're going to do is we're going to allow it to project out between your brow and allow it to stream outward. Feel the energy coming out of your third eye, out of the center of your forehead, between your brow, coming down through the top of your crown, filling your head, and streaming outward, outward from between your brow. And just sit with this for just a moment. Sense how your body feels, sense what your head feels, sense what emotions you might be feeling. Sense what images you might sense or feel or see. And now we're going to reverse it. We're going to allow the energy, the light, to come in to your forehead, into your third eye with every breath, and going up through your crown chakra, up through the top of your head, and going back to source. So what I'd like you to do is with every inhale, inhale the light through your forehead. And with every exhale, allow it out the top of your head. Again, breathing in through your forehead, out through the top of your head. And some of you may feel pressure on your forehead. I always do when I do this. Some of you may feel lightness or heat. Some of you may feel nothing, and that's fine. And continue breathing in the light through your forehead and releasing it through the top of your head. And allow yourself to sit with this for a few moments, sensing any images, emotions, feelings, sensations. Now, I'd like you to recheck, make sure your palms are up. And we're going to take one more very deep breath in through our forehead. Take a deep breath in, feeling your forehead. I want you to pause. And then exhale through the top of your head. And just relax. Begin to wiggle your fingers. Open your eyes. Come back to waking consciousness. Feeling revived, refreshed. Remembering everything you just experienced. So to summarize that particular meditation, I focus on breath, I relax, I focus on my forehead, I allow the energy to come through my forehead, through the top of my head, out my forehead, and then I begin to inhale the energy through my third eye and up the top. And when I get that, it almost feels like there's a thumb touching my forehead at this point in my practice. Hopefully some of you felt that. When I get that feeling, that's when I know that I'm literally shaking up my pineal gland. Let's be aware, let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff in our modern diet that calcifies the pineal gland. Why is the pineal gland so important? Besides the lungs, it's one of the other only places in your body that creates natural DMT. What is DMT? Well, they call it the spirit molecule. It's what allows us to communicate with our higher selves, with the other world, so to speak, the metaphysical world, the spiritual world. But through water, through fluoridation, through antidepressants, and all of that, unfortunately, our pineal gland does get calcified. And like any other muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. So what this does is it kind of shakes it up, it flexes your pineal gland muscle. So not only is this good for your spiritual practice, it's good for your brain health as well. Any part that we can use of our brain, especially as we get older, can be very helpful. Anyway, guys, we stayed a little bit longer than usual, and I just want to thank you so much for joining me again this week. Please remember that next week we will be celebrating Beltane. We'll be doing a live interactive ceremony, so if you would like to participate, think about what part of your life you want to fertilize. Remember, Beltane is a fertility ritual. It's all about the rebirth of the earth and fertilizing the womb of the great Mother Earth, but you can also utilize the energy to fertilize aspects of your life that need some back guano, need to get some nourishment, some nutrients. So what parts of your life need nourishment and nutrients? So contemplate on that over the next week. And if you want to really get involved next week, go ahead and grab a candle, grab some incense. Make sure that you have something to write down your intention of what you're going to fertilize, and something safe that you can burn it in without burning your house down. Please be safe when doing this type of work, especially when you're meditative. Anyway, that'll be it. Don't forget, if you go to my YouTube channel on any particular YouTube watch page, you can get this fabulous mug. I love it. I love the logo. It really came out good. Anyway, there's t-shirts and phone covers and stuff like that. It's a great way to support the work that I'm doing and help bring awareness to this webcast and to my channel as well. Please remember, my 4th edition of the Book of One is out. There is new information there and practices and exercises for you to do. And you can get that at Amazon.com. You can get it in paperback or on Kindle. And of course, keep an eye out for my appearance on Midnight in the Desert, probably in the next few weeks. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to spending Beltane with you next week. Bye-bye now.